Okay, so we're starting right now. All right, hello. This is another episode of the Mental Threads podcast. I am here with the one, the only, Atlanna 7.
What's going on?
Yes, he's episode 79. Yeah, that's you, 79. Yeah, so Atlanna, it's like, that's your rap name, Atlanna 7. So are you from Georgia by any chance?
Nah, I'm not born and raised in Georgia. I'm born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I call myself Atlanna 7 only because I put respect on the city for pretty much bringing me back to pretty much a different style. You know, it just gave me a different look on, music itself and a different, way of dressing, different style, different sauce. Like it was a different, for me from coming from Florida, they moving to Atlanta. It just gave me that insight of, don't be afraid to be different is pretty much what I got from Atlanta.
And where'd the 7 come from?
The 7 is God. I always put God first. So that's why I always say 7, because it's not really like a zone 7, whoop-de-whoop. But, it's just, 7 to let you know that I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. And he told me to be ready, so that's what I'm doing. So I call myself 7.
Okay, that's cool. I guess, Fort Lauderdale 7 probably wouldn't. You could have made that work somehow. I don't know. Fort Lauderdale 7. But, there's a nigga, the bumper named Fort Lauderdale 7. Yeah, it sounds different, but I guess maybe Atlanta 7 would have bumped out the thing a little bit better. But it's like, so, like, how long have you spent in Atlanta, Georgia, like, before you kind of moved out here?
Well, like I said, I left out of Fort Lauderdale when I was, I say, 15. And then I went to Georgia when I was 16 to my mid-20s, and I was just going back and forth from, I was in school at the time playing football, so, I was going back and forth to, like, Kansas and Georgia, to my mid-20s, almost my 30s.
Okay, man. What's out there in Kansas by any chance? I be thinking, like, the Wizard of Oz or some shit, like, they got tornadoes or some shit like that.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you, man, I ain't gonna flex, like, ain't shit in Kansas, man, to be honest with you. And if it's Kansas people listening to this, man, I'm sorry, but it ain't shit there but to drink. Fucking, that's it. They got a few little cool spots and shit like that. I ain't gonna knock it. It's a cool little laid back retirement type of place. If you want to live that good, easy country living, you feel me, then, you move to Kansas type shit.
Okay. I mean, at least you put it in perspective. Is there a reason why you had to go in between Kansas? Do you have family out there, something like that? Maybe you're staying with them?
Nah, like I said, I was out there for football, like.
Oh, college.
Yeah. So I was, like, playing JUCO football for a little minute. And, I was, trying to figure out my path and shit. So I was playing, football. And, I didn't want to give up that little chasing my football dream. So I just said, fuck it, let me go ahead and, skedaddle over there to fucking goddamn Kansas. And I moved to Kansas and shit, started playing football for the school called Coffeyville. And then once I started playing football in Coffeyville, I just, been stuck in fucking Kansas for a little minute.
Okay, I mean, it's all. I mean, you gotta follow your dreams any way you can and everything. You should probably play for the Charlotte Thunder. I know somebody who plays for Charlotte Thunder. He gets paid $500 a game and everything. Yeah, I know it's like indoor football type league, but it's like, hey, $500 a game, man. Like that's flex right there. So it's just something to keep in mind. I'm trying to get my brother on that shit too, because he used to play football. He tried to go to play football in college, but I guess he just said fuck it and everything. But dang, man, you went to a freaking Kansas University and shit. I can't imagine having to deal with that, man. I like going to HBCUs, man. I went to an HBCU, bro, and my whole life changed. I was like, oh shit, I like it here. Since then it's just I want to find the blackest city I can find to be there, but. I mean, to each his own. Like, how was that experience for you going to a Kansas PWI? I know that shit had its ups and downs, huh?
Well, yeah, it was different for me. It was a big culture shock more than anything else, because coming from a predominantly black, community where I grew up at, going from Fort Lauderdale, going from Georgia, where it's predominantly just black people, and then just going to a more area where it's more kind of just more white, predominantly white people, it made me feel kind of out of my shell, and it kind of made me into this kind of like, it gave me this type of depression that I went through at the time, because I couldn't really relate to have the people there, and I was, just mentally, like, I didn't know really where did I place at at that time and moment. Like, I was going to school to play football. I'm going to school to just, just to do it because niggas say to go to school. You feel me? But it just wasn't something for me. I felt like I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I was just fighting through those demons at that time, with being in the area. Not saying there's nothing wrong against, white people. It's just, just being secluded and just being by yourself and having nobody understand you, feeling like you misunderstood. It really does something to your mind. So I really had to sit back and, reminisce and think about who I was and what I really wanted. And honestly, it wasn't football. It was just this music.
Fuck it. I don't want my damn, my engine be fucked up and I have somebody to jump it, so that happened the last time. I'm like, I'm not gonna let that happen again. So you can open the door if you want. Like, you want to get the air in and shit.
I had wanted to smoke a cigarette, I ain't gonna lie, but I don't want to smoke in your car.
Okay, that's cool. You can do whatever. I mean, I don't really mind cigarettes and everything because
I'm gonna face my body on the outside.
It's just like, you want to step outside and do that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. We can continue the interview then. That's actually, hold on, let me check right here. All right, cool, we're good. Yeah. Cause I swear that shit happened. Oh fuck! Yeah, damn, my damn phone. All race and shit getting fucked up. Yeah, it's just I didn't want my whole thing messed up, so we can still continue the episode. Plus, cigarettes is fine. My grandpa used to smoke and shit, so it kind of feels soothing. But I don't do it.
Sorry about that.
It's no problem. It's no problem. But yeah, man, the way how you explain it on your end, it seems like the opposite on my end, because my mom's made me go to predominantly white schools and shit like that. And it was cool at points, but dude, that same depression you're speaking of, that's how I was feeling for a while, up until I graduated and then went to actual HBCU and shit, and it's just everything changed, bro. I always had support. I always had any type of black person that you know of is going to be at a HBC. You have your nerdy black folk, your anime black folk, your sporty black folk, your thug black folk, It's just everybody had a place to be, so no one ever felt out of place, at a HBCU. That's why I always try to, I praise HBCUs and I put them on because, that was the first school that helped me rediscover who I was, So it's just just keep that in mind. If you got relatives and everything that's younger that's thinking about going to college, all my cousins, my baby cousins, I'm gonna tell them, go to HBCU, the food is seasoned, and just
yeah, out there, boy, I don't know what was wrong with the food out there. They had some kind of Amish type of food like that.
No, as soon as you said Amish, I'm like, no, on some Last Supper type stuff. Get this shit out of my face.
I say, it was a big culture shock for me, but I understood more about different backgrounds of people and ethnic groups and stuff like that. There's a few of us black people out there, but I got to learn a lot from being in that state.
I mean, yeah, sure, man. Everyone's experience through life is just different and everything. I know you spoke about fighting demons and stuff of that nature. Outside of that, that was that your first brush with depression and everything by any chance?
I had to say it had to be when my father passed. That was one of them because he played a nice little role in my life at the time. And once he passed, I went through a little self-doubt. And then I went through this anger stage. I was just so angry. So that's when I picked up football. So I needed some way to channel my anger.
That's good.
Always
be constructive.
You feel me? So I did that, and then I found out, okay, well, this is not really my passion. My passion is this music, because I was in a marching band for a good little minute. Niggas don't know that. I played good 4 or 5 different instruments. I played tuba, trombone, baritone, and trumpet.
I mean, that's just black folk. We always have skills on top of talents on top of other skills, and we don't even realize it till over time. Who knows? I might try martial arts, and who knows? I might be a black Bruce Lee in 5 years. Who knows? Maybe new baby Kimbo Slice. You never know. But that's just it. That's cool that you went with that route and everything instead of getting into the streets and stuff like that, selling drugs or just trying to kill folks. I'm not trying to shit on anybody who does that. That's your life or whatever.
A little bit of that too, but I ain't kill folks, but I sold a little bit, but
grind whatever you got to do whatever you got to do to grind. But it's just for you to be so immersed in that lifestyle to the point where it's just it's starting to bleed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to get out. But at least you took that anger, that sense of trying to heal through trying to reinvest in yourself through football, and stuff like that. It's just it'd be hard for people to reinvest in themselves in other ways, outside of fast money type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's good on you, man. How old were you when your father passed?
Man, I say I was about 11.
Damn, that's crazy.
I say 11 or 12, 1 to 2.
All right. I mean, well, it takes a strong person to get past that, man. Did you have any uncles that you have in your life and everything that kind of be there for you after your father had passed?
Well, after he passed, I just had my mother. At that time, she was trying to be, playing the mom and the dad role at the same time. I didn't really have no role models, male figures like that to look up to besides, just niggas I grew up around, pretty much.
Oh, I mean, well, that's good too. That at least you can still move forward and everything of that nature. Like masculinity wise and everything. Your father is very, very important part. Like even my father now, like he missed out on a lot from me growing up and everything. So it's just like, me trying to forgive him and everything, because I know that wasn't really his fault. Or like a lot of it was like, the system trying to break down my family household due to greed and stuff of that nature, because that's basically what this country pushes for, to like, really emasculate us through taking out our father figures and everything out of like, out of the society, out of our proximity and things. Any positive role model. And that's what I do. You see me in a suit. Every time I get off work, I go straight to my auntie house or my cousin there. He's really, really small, like, and everything. He has, like, his stepdad there, too. But I'm also another male figure that's actually positive, too. And she wants me to come by every day. I try to come by as often as I can because that could do a lot, too. You know what I'm saying? Just the presentation, It's just stuff like that. And, I ain't no, like, dick riding, Uncle Tom sellout type nigga. I work for a black-owned business, Like, I really push to, like, make things happen as best as I can through what I got, And that's just the stuff to keep it real and everything. Might you have any younger cousins, younger family members and everything that you try to put on positivity for?
Yeah, man. I speak through a lot to my friends. And they ask me questions about, this universe and how it works. And, excuse me.
That's all right.
And it speaks more about this universe and how it works. Over time, I became more spiritual towards, figuring out myself and learning about this universe and how it works. And I put towards, energy. What you put out is what you get in. It's what you receive. So, I've been telling them stuff like that, getting them more on a more positive tip and open up their minds some more about how this world works. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's dang good. And when it comes to this music thing, since, that's what kind of brought us here in the first place, when transitioning from football to music, what really kind of set that trajectory and everything in your favor?
Well, once I finally put the cleats down, I decided, I said, man, I need something to do. Like, I always be like freestyling and rapping the beats and stuff like that. My friends be like, hey, man, you need to go ahead and just rap, man. I was like, man, I don't know. I don't want to fuck up stuff. I don't know. They said, man, let's go ahead and do it. So I just said, fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and do it and put the pen to the pad. And I've been writing ever since. And I just been, stuck to it. Whatever I set my mind to, it's what I'm going to do. Like I said to myself, I'm going to get far in football. I could have easily played arena football, but I decided not to. I just know that with this world and this universe that we live in, it's a big game chess. And with this game chess that we play, we can do anything that we want. And that's the power that we have. It's the power that God gave us, is to do anything that we set our minds to with this work, and the universe is going to give it to you. Like, real shit. It's like so easy, and niggas don't understand that. So that's why I said with this music, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna keep on pushing it, and as long as I stay ready, I ain't gotta be ready.
No, dead ass. No, seriously, man. It's just that art of manifestation through prayer and building a relationship with God. That's real shit, man. Sometimes even with an idea, everything that you see around you right now is all started as an idea, from the Harris Theater right there to that Quayonda. I ain't never seen no place named Quayonda before. I might go there one day.
Even with the flashing lights behind it, man. You have to think about that,
Somebody really had to come up with an idea to really put that stuff together. Even with the podcast thing. You've seen how the logo looks. Like, you thought, like, damn, that's a cool-ass fucking logo. Possibly, like the whole brain being knitted together, mental fucking threads. That's crazy. I started out as an idea. Now here I am. You're the 79th episode. And I still got to reach 150. And I still feel like I ain't doing shit, really. And even when I'm out here actually doing shit, I still feel like I'm not doing shit.
But you just keep on pushing what you're doing, and like, watch the universe starts to open up different doors for you towards people. And that's how the universe works. People don't understand that shit. It's like, what you doing is, you started off with an idea. That's how it starts first. It starts with an idea, a thought. Once you can think it, it's going to become true. And now once you start putting forth the actions. All right, I thought of the brain thing about what I wanted for a logo.
Yeah.
Now you put forth the action. Who can make a good image for me? Boom, that's the action. Now you pay the nigga about $60, $70 just for your image. You feel
Actually,
me?
I made the logo myself.
Well, shit, nigga, you got it for $3.99. You feel me? So, you put in that work. So, boom, that was the image. That was the energy you put towards it. So now the universe saw that, okay, he put forth the energy and he put forth the thought. Let's see what else he does. And then now you're doing step 3. You're talking to somebody. You interviewed the rapper. You interviewed none rapper. I interviewed business people and lawyers and so on and so on.
Yeah.
And and then now it's building up an audience.
Yeah.
And that ain't nothing but God. That's why I always put the 7 before my name, because ain't nobody do it but God. You feel me?
Yeah, no, really, that stuff is real, dude. And one thing I really need to get back into doing, I need to get back in the church again for real and start praying more like I needed to, because it's like God is really showing me a lot of what I can do, like really, and with so much less. Like, come on, I ain't have my father growing up and everything. I used to be shitted on by teachers publicly saying, oh, you're a waste of time, you stupid, which you probably wouldn't have never thought just looking at this dang suit and everything and the way I'm wearing glasses and shit and the way I articulate myself. But at the same time, it's because they fear that power. They fear. Like, that's how demonic, the devil operates in fear and everything. And people's fears, they project it on other people to hold you back. And, that's up to me. I've always been the one in my nature. Not saying it's just I was born with it, but it's just, it's my nature. That's just part of me. I just can't help but prove people wrong. With this music thing, I dropped a mixtape last year and everything. I haven't been pushing it out like that because I want to wait until I put a whole lot more music out so I can really build a brand for myself. Like, the more content I put out, the more I'll be willing to put more of a brand out. Like, this is some shit to look at. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. And then it's just like, it's just all about building the content. So it's just like, for y'all to even hop on and take time out of your day to hop on, it's nothing but God too. Because it's like, you didn't have to be out here. You could have been in the studio. You could have been doing other things to put on for your music too. And in a way, you're kind of doing it right now with this whole podcast, because this is the first podcast you've been a part of. First one?
For here in North Carolina, yeah.
Just in here in North Carolina. Okay, well, it's still it's a first, regardless. And one day you're going to look back at these songs some years later like, dang, we was really right here. And then next thing you know, we're probably at like a freaking summer festival type shit and be like, hey, there's a dude, Atlanna, and that's a nigga Toasty right there. It's just like, it's just stuff like that. That's just how the universe works and everything. We're all connected, and only empaths can see that. Some people are very narcissistic in nature and they can't see it but be selfish and everything and work against people and try to stab people in the back. That's not in my nature neither. Have you ever faced people that are like that? It's backstabbers type?
Honestly, I could say yes and I could say no, because I don't have too much of a big circle for people to backstab me. I had some people who showed me their claws when they were hungry. In the sense of words of saying that when times got a little sticky, I saw their true side. So, but it wasn't in a sense of form of their backstabbing me. It saw that, okay, I see how you act when X, Y, and Z. So now I'm not going to do A and B in front of your face. You feel me? So now I got to keep it to myself. So moving silent. You feel me? So that's pretty much what I experienced. Like I said, I keep a small circle. I barely freaking have a lot of goddamn friends. I probably got like 2 or 3 close good friends, man, to be real, and friends here in North Carolina. Nigga, I pretty much just got associates that I pass by, back and forth, but they cool people. But I just look at it as whatever energy that I'm projecting within myself, I only allow people who's projecting that same type of energy to vibrate around me, because I'm not going to vibrate on a low level. I'd rather vibrate on a high level.
Oh, no, deadass. No, for real, man. That's just, and you really got to know yourself to really manage to go through that maze and everything. Some people don't realize what their power is or what they might have, and sometimes they might sleep on it, and then people might envy it in them. A power that they can't even see, and then that's how they get messed up, where they don't realize their value as an individual. Next thing you know, you end up being a people pleaser, trying to please other people, and then they don't give a fuck about you type. They're just trying to work against you, trying to bring it down and everything. So it's just like, that's just the ways it is. Like, I don't know how it is like, in Florida or whatever. I've mostly been here in North Carolina and Charlotte especially, so I've seen it all right there.
Like in Florida, like I said, I don't put past my city on who made me who I am. Florida taught me more of the streets. You feel me? It taught me more about the griminess of this world, because Florida is one grimy ass little fucking city, boy. You gotta be up on your P's and Q's to fuck around in there. But it's like, it just teach you, the streets. And Georgia taught me the fashion. It taught me the swag. It taught me the different sounds. It taught me to be myself and not have to, worry about what the people may think.
No, yeah, Atlanta, dude. I'm really interested in trying to make connections in Atlanta too, man. Because we in Charlotte, we're having that issue where it's just like, yeah, we might have a whole lot of untapped talent around here and everything, but people are starting to wake up and realize it. Like after the baby, and the baby started his brand and everything, and now it's like Ruben Vincent, who just got signed by Rock Nation. I don't know if you heard of him, Ruben Vincent.
Light-skinned.
He isn't light skinned. He's actually Liberian. Like he's African. Yeah. He just went on tour with Pusha T.
I think I know that nigga. Hell yeah. He cool people.
Yeah. It's just like, he's been spitting really, really tough, and it's like people like that really motivate me. Like some people don't get motivated. A lot of people try to get envious to the point where they'll be willing to disparage your character all types of ways and everything. Where it's just like for Atlanta, I bet there's grimy people in Atlanta too, but I feel like there's more space to grow. Like you can have a Childish Gambino, you can have a Young Thug, a Gucci Man, a Jeezy, and the list goes on. Andre 3000, Big Boy. It's a lot of talent in like Atlanta that rises to the surface.
It's a lot of talent. Like I said, like you got a lot of people down there trying to be rappers, man. Everybody and mama trying to be a rapper down in Atlanta. And like what I learned was from two people. It goes both ways. It goes like sometimes you gotta move out your own backyard to get noticed. And on the other hand, wherever God places you in life, it don't matter if you're in Atlanta, it don't matter if you're in Miami, it don't matter if you're in North Carolina. If you got the anointing on you, if you got his favor, you feel me, he's going to bless you anywhere that you go, despite on what situation that you're at, or despite where you may came from. You feel me? As long as you got that blessing, if he has it in the cards for you, if the universe has it in the cards for you, that's something you're supposed to be doing, and you're going to get it.
No, dead ass for real, because you don't gotta be. Charlotte is a much bigger city than Fayetteville, and Fayetteville got J. Cole and Moray coming out there, and they're doing a whole lot of things and everything. And I'm sure Moray definitely put himself on with that Quicksand video, but at the same time, out of that, the first thing J. Cole did was put him on in Dreamville Fest and everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, power moves type shit. Whereas like for Charlotte, the baby does his best to build his brand, which you gotta fuck with it too. But we gotta really get into the whole mindset that it's just another person's success is not, it shouldn't be anything envied upon.
Everybody got a different story. You feel me? Like you don't know what the baby had to go through and what demons he probably still fighting right now, because on the level on where he got to, on where he's at now on the plateau. The same thing for speaking for Lil Wayne, Future, J. Cole. You don't know what those people had to go through to reach the success where they're at. Never actually envy or want what that person have, because God might have a different route for you that may not have to be as hard that the baby had to take. May not be as hard as Future had to take. Your route might be just going to a goddamn corner store and you spitting one bar to your homeboy, and then some big A&R label happened to pass by because that was planted in your future. That's how it is.
A lot of things are planned, but at the same time, you really got to go out there and make it happen yourself. It's all 50-50. It's all 50-50. God's going to put opportunities out there. You got to make the most of it. Some people were sending people's lives really they can learn from. However, some people aren't willing to try and learn. They get big-headed. They get big-headed, that's just, I feel like I have an abundant mindset where it's just like there's all types of money out here. Too much money out here. Too many bitches out here. There's just too much out here to try and envy anybody for anything. That's what I'm saying. You can get it your own way, and no matter what somebody has, you shouldn't shit on it. Maybe they're more confident, maybe they carry themselves about what. You want to get linked with people like that so that you can be able to, so they can be able to, shed that onto you also. Because you hang out with a lot of confident people. If you're a shy person, you end up being that very confident person yourself. If you're kind of poorish, but you hang out with a lot of rich people, you become that next person. It just goes on from there. It's just like you got to surround your circle with people, real people, authentic people, humble people, but people that you can learn from too. You know what I'm saying? If you hang out in a den of snakes, you might not be a snake, but that's up to you. That's only up to you what your choices are and everything. So that's just my philosophy when it comes to things like that. Some people have a scarcity mindset. And I feel like a lot of this in Charlotte, where it's just like they just can't seem to just value what they have. They always want to take, and that's why a lot of us ain't got shit.
You gotta give more than what you take, man. If you give more than what you take, you know, like I said, the universe will get right back to you because it see that you're being humble. You know, it wants to see you at a humbling state so it can bless you more.
Yeah, most definitely. You just got to learn from the humbleness and everything, and then take those lessons on with you into the future and everything. Now, and Todd, back to the music thing. Doesn't matter. It's just when we're speaking on like your influences, what would you say influenced you? Because you said that Atlanta really played onto your style a whole lot. So it's just would you say mostly Atlanta artists kind of influence your style to a certain degree, or is it Florida artists?
Honestly, man, you'd be shocked. More of the Lil Wayne, man. Lil Wayne's a big influence on my life.
I'm not shocked by that. I got dreads right now. How would I be shocked by that?
Lil Wayne, Busta.
Okay, go. Another person that used to have dreads.
Yeah, Busta. 50 Cent is one of the biggest, boy. 50 Cent, like, no lie, like, real shit. I like the way he just performed, the way he just took the stage and he demanded the crowd and shit. That flow was crazy. And
New York rappers would demand the crowd, like DMX too.
Yeah. So like, I just respect lyrics. Not to say that down south don't have lyrics. You got T.I., man. You got a whole bunch of lyrical ass fucking people down there.
Killer Mike and Andre 3000.
Exactly. Can't forget Andre, bro. Real shit. You got a whole bunch of fucking Ludacris, man. You got some lyrical fucking monsters, man. But the people who just influenced me more would have to be Lil Wayne, Busta, and 50 Cent. I ain't gonna flex.
Those are the top three for you and everything. Is it just top three or just influence you? Because like influencing top three.
My top three would have to be, I ain't gonna flex. It had to be Biggie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gotta put the old school Lil Wayne in there. I gotta put Lil Wayne in there.
Sorry.
And then I gotta go ahead and probably put, damn, that's a toughie. I might have to put
Tupac. I know Tupac probably.
See, a lot of people always speak about Tupac.
Do you feel like Tupac's kind of put too much out there to a certain degree, where it's just like everybody has to agree? Because like, I know he's earned it. Like, he's been one of my influences. I feel like Tupac was the one that got me because kind of like the gatekeeper for hip hop to me, where Biggie was like the key for me. It's like, okay, gatekeeper. That's like, okay, this is what hip hop is. This is what it has to offer. And Biggie was like, all right, here's the key and everything. You can still be confident. You can look anything you want. You can still be like, be able to get the most out of it.
Then I gotta flip it, and they gotta be Biggie, Tupac, and Lil Wayne.
Oh, really? That's how you say it, then? Because I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to convince you. I just say that's my philosophy looking at it.
Real shit, because like a lot of my influence too come from Tupac too. Because if you listen to some of my lyrics, man, it's mostly it sounds like some West Coast. It sounds like some down south of Louisiana. It sounds like some Florida. It sounds like a little bit of everything of people who influenced me over the time. Where I grew up.
No, for real. And people would shit on Lil Wayne too and everything. I feel like I was at my most creative writing during the Lil Wayne era, because like dude had a way with words that a lot of people will sleep on, man.
Man, the lyrics, the fucking play on words. Like
G's move in silence like lasagna will live in infamy in my head.
Like I said, man, like Lil Wayne has definitely put a big impact on this world and a big impact on the culture. And you got to give the man his flowers. You got to give every single artist out there their flowers, man. 50 to Busta to Luda to to KSR1 to freaking just like the old school legends, man. Like
Slick Rick.
Yeah, Slick Rick. Like those niggas paid the road for the niggas coming up now, and I feel like it need to be more lyrics out there than anything else.
But the fact is, like, it's just like the whole hate train with Lil Wayne. I know I was cool back in the day, but it's like I wasn't even really cool even back in the day, dude. Because it's like, bro, Lil Wayne was transcending generations, bro. Like, he was coming up during the early 2000s, then in the 2010s. He's kind of cooling right now, but it's like because he's at a status now where it's like, like he made it. Like he proved everything he needed to prove. And everything. And it's just like, you got to really look at him too. He even found Drake and Nicki Minaj. Like Lil Wayne's place in hip hop, like as like a GOAT, that's solidified. And nobody could take that from Wayne at all. That's why you can hate on dude all day, every day. It won't put any money in your pocket. But it's like, dude, you cannot deny Wayne's like chapter in this damn hip hop shit at all and everything. And he got to grow old to raise his daughter. Like that's that's wonderful. Like, like when rappers can grow old and actually see their success, unlike the likes of a Tupac, a Big, or an XX and Towson, that's sad. Like, but when Lil Wayne actually made it, it's like that's wonderful. And it's like that's all you get is a hate. So it's like you can't even give a fuck when people hate, bro. Because if they can hate on Wayne, bro, they'll hate on anything. That's just how my philosophy with
true.
it. So it's just like, you know, I know you spoke of like Lil Wayne being like one of your main influences and everything. Could you describe like, you know, Lil Wayne and like his early days when you were getting onto him and everything, you know, like, what you first thought about Lil Wayne and how your opinions of him changed over time?
Well, when I was first getting into Lil Wayne, it had to be with Bling Bling. And every time you see him around the city, Bling Bling, you know, that shit was tough for me back then.
He invented that term too, by the way.
Man, yeah, shit went to the dictionary and shit. I was down with Wayne since he did the Hot Boy, since he did the Drought, the Drought mixtapes with him and DJ Drama. DJ Drama, shouts to my nigga DJ Drama, man. That nigga that, bro, he be snapping on them goddamn tracks, man, when he be, he be talking this shit. So, that's where I say I was at with Wayne. And then to now, Lil Wayne has transitioned more into what the generation likes now for, I'd say, for type of sound. So he's doing good. He's still holding weight out there. He's still doing his thing. Like I said, I'll always be an old school original Wayne fan from the Drought mixtapes, from the No Ceilings. You feel me?
Oh no, not for real, man. Lil Wayne with the Go DJ and that Carter 1, Carter 2, Carter 3, Carter 4, Carter 5 and everything, bro. Those are always something to buy. There was always something you had to put on rotation, man, for real, man. Especially when he was dominating, bro. I know a lot of people kind of hated how he was dressing, man, that 2010 there. But it's like you really couldn't deny it.
Yeah, but Wayne has always been different like that, that was just his way of standing out. That was his way of trying to be, different in the hip hop industry, like in a lot of younger rappers now, and kind of mimic the same type of style that Wayne has when it comes to the dressing and the bleaching the hair and the whole nine, like everything that he's doing. They kind of mimic it.
And think about all the rappers that got Lil in front of their name after Lil Wayne.
Man,
that's something to talk about.
That part, man. Lil Wayne is, like I said, is a big influence on all these rappers, and half of them don't even notice, and that's why I say, you gotta get that man his flowers, and he's just will always be the greatest rapper alive to me in my books.
I mean, some people would be like, okay, that's a bold statement, but that's an arguable statement at the same time. You can't really, it's very arguable, very debatable. So
it's very debatable because most people put, Eminem up there.
Or Jay-Z, or Tupac, or Big.
Well, like I said, I don't want to get too much into detail with that. I don't want to start no commotion. But
hey, talk your shit, man. That's all your opinion. This is a Mental Threads podcast. We're here to talk shit, and that's it. Like, that's your opinion, whatever. I mean, if people want to hate on an opinion, then it's because they ain't got no money or nothing. Cause who the fuck wastes their time disagreeing with people? Like, who cares?
Well, like I said, with Jay-Z, he was good for his time. He's a great rapper. He's good lyrically. But like I said, I still got to put Wayne up there because when Wayne did that damn battle disc with Jay-Z, he killed his ass. That's just what it is. And like I said, Lil Wayne's, he is the greatest for me in my books. But if you want to go to this generation, I had to put my boy Kendrick up there.
Oh yeah.
And you got J. Cole, cool. You feel me? Like, that's my nigga in North Carolina, stand up. But that nigga Kendrick got some shit for your ass. That's what it is.
I mean, yeah, no, for real, man. It's just like, even with comparing rappers, it's kind of pointless to a certain degree because it's just like everybody has their own flavor and style and everything, Music. Yeah, and it's like Kendrick went years not dropping. And when he finally dropped something, bro.
The whole world went crazy.
Seriously, yeah. My two favorite.
Down in fucking Paris, down on the fucking
Louis
Vuitton thing, doing his cover and shit like that. Like I said, like when Kendrick drops stuff, it's like he makes you think on a deeper level. And like so some people, they're too scared to actually tap into that because they feel like it's eating at them because he'll spit some shit to make you think about yourself. Not saying J. Cole ain't doing that. J. Cole, he doing the same shit. It's just for me, with that ruggedness in his voice, with that mentality on where he came from, on that upbringing, it's just more rugged for me, and like that's where I touch into more bass with him.
Yeah, no, seriously, man. Like, I even said this on another episode, how Kendrick represents the mind J. Cole represents the soul, Drake represents the heart,
exactly,
and I would say Kanye kind of represents the spirit because it's all energy with Kanye and everything.
Yeah,
The manias,
true.
yeah.
That's so true. Facts.
Yeah, that's why it's just like, moving forward and everything, it's going to be crazy when then they really, really settle down for real because they all have kids now. J. Cole got kids, Drake got a kid, Kendrick got a kid, Kanye been having kids. So it's just like for them to really just kind of like, I feel like their era is starting to, not in a sense close, but it's starting to kind of slow down to the end. It's like, okay, they've already done everything, And even J. Cole with the Dreamville stuff, which I feel like he does amazing with, like building that brand and everything. That's not easy, and everything. So it's just like in terms of like brands, like the whole Death Rows, the whole the Bad Boy Records and stuff of that nature. Where do you think Dreamville kind of like sits at that table? Like, you feel like they're on that same level or even better?
Well, with Dreamville, and you said who else?
It could be just any label. It could be No Limit, all of them. Like, I mean, they're all pretty iconic, but do you feel like Dreamville's kind of going that direction too, becoming iconic in themselves?
Yeah. I really do feel that way. I feel like Dreamville does have the potential to be, one of those greatest, iconic labels. Just same way as Death Row, same way as Young Money, the same way as Cash Money, the same way as Def Jam. It would have to be, like I said with J. Cole, it would have to be him really tuning in. So it's probably when he freaking retires and is fully focused on just really managing. And like nothing else. But for some artists, it's like I said, that's kind of hard because once you do something you love, you can't really honestly put it down, man. Like look at Ice Cube. Ice Cube still out there writing tracks, nigga.
Yeah, and Jay-Z too. Like, you remember you went, he was trying to retire that one moment and came back with 444.
Yeah, that nigga remind me of Brett Favre. Goddamn it, always announcing retirement, but comes right back just like Lil Wayne. So it's like you never really stop. Like I said, it'll have to be a point of time where J. Cole would really have to sit down and be like, okay, let me take this a few years off and just focus on just this label and making the other artists as not to make them better than me, like that's what it is when it comes to being a manager and a CEO. You want somebody to be on that same level as you or even greater. That's the part where you have no more hate in your heart. That's when you have nothing but love because you want the other person to exceed higher than what you did, but you're gonna make it hard for them.
Yeah, no, seriously. And I feel like, the cool thing about J. Cole, he even said it himself, he really thinks everybody on his label is better than him in some way or another. And I feel like that's a wonderful mindset to keep people that are better than you, that you feel are better than you. It's like, because like that proves that he's a student of the game. He wants to actually grow even more, even past his prime. He's in his 30s. He's about like 37, 30, something like that. I don't even know. But he's in his 30s now, and it's just like, and now he's starting to kind of slow up with it. I mean, 2 Chainz got lit in his 30s, so it's just like, it is what it is, So it's just like...
He did get lit in his 30s, and now he's like at his plateau in his 40s now, so,
Yeah,
so
that 2013 2 Chainz, bro, that's the dominant ass year, bro. I look back at that year like, bro, he was on every track.
Duffel Bad Boy was hot. That's when he first blew up, I think, in my eyes when he did this shit with Lil Wayne. Yeah. Don't get your money, Lil Duffel Bad Boy. That shit was hard.
And then he did like that one joint album with Lil Wayne too and everything. Yeah. And like, it's just like that whole what was that one with the chains on it? It was the album with the, you know what I'm talking about? With 2 Chainz album with just 2 Chainz and it was like a red shirt or something like that. I'm trying to think, what was it? It was based on a true story, I think. That's what. Yeah. So I was trying to think. Yeah, dude, bro, that's
religion based on a true story. Yeah, you're right.
That's the first album I think about, like in 2013, bro. Like it's just like because he dominated. Dude was on everything, bro. Like it was just like he was with Drake, Lil Wayne. He was doing stuff with Nicki Minaj. That was when, god dang, Young Money was like the shit back then too, so it's just like and he was doing stuff with Kanye, getting signed to Good Music and having one of the best damn verses on No Mercy and everything. I still remember that damn track, bro. It's like Mercy, bro.
Okay, you up on your music?
You don't know, I'm a hip hop head. Like, for real, to the death of me, man. I mean, it's just a part of me now. That's what I feel. A lot of these rappers, you really have to make it be a part of you. Like, with Jay-Z, it'll be hard for Jay-Z to actually retire. He will be a businessman, but that hip hop identity will always stick with him. That foundation, because that's what made him so much money.
Exactly. That's what I was telling you before, man. It's like, it's really hard to quit. Like, once you have, a God-given gift and you find out what your true purpose is, you never really stop actually doing it, man. Like, real shit, you don't.
Yeah, man, no, seriously, man. That urge, bro, like, since I hit the studio, I always want to be in the studio. But now it really is a fix. Not even just the fix, but it's just, like, the feeling of, like, getting something done. Like, you had to thought about this beat, like, dang, I could use this beat, or dang, I could freestyle with this beat, or dang, I could probably take this to the studio, or dang, this is probably good for my mixtape or album. It's just, like, you breathe, sleep, and think, like, hip-hop to one extent or another, where it's just, like, you can't just cold turkey it. It's an addiction at one point, That's why it's just like, other people try to hate or whatever. You got to really ask yourself, do you really want this shit for real? For you to have time to hate on other people?
Yeah, man, you got to really love music to actually have a longevity in this game. Like, never, ever stop having fun.
No, really, and not even just having fun, really, but just having a purpose, really, like, because some people might shit on Playboi Carti for being a mumble rapper or whatever, being a mumble rapper, but that's the kind of shit that got his mama house. So I don't hate on nobody. Whatever, like, I see hip-hop as just a giant quilt. So it's just like, everybody has their stories, everyone gets their influences, but we're all sewn together in this giant fabric that goes on and on and on and on, and we just add our stories to it forever and ever and ever. And that's how I feel like hip-hop can stay, timeless and stuff of that nature. That's just kind of how I see it. So it's just like, I have no time to hate on nobody to that extent. If it brings you out there, if it makes you money, wonderful. The ones that are going to stay long are going to stay long, and the ones that won't are just gonna be come by and pass by, and that'll be it for them. That's why I feel like when Joe Budden be hating on people, Lil Yachty and the these new niggas, it's like, what's the point, bro? Because it's like, there's always gonna be a Corday, there's always gonna be an X, there's always gonna be somebody that's gonna come and fill up that role, and it's just a matter of really just nurturing, like really nurturing that timeline and everything. But like in terms of like these newer rappers and stuff, I mentioned Corday. Some people think about Baby Keem and everything. Well, who do you think is not like a who got next, but who you feel like we're gonna see more and more of that's probably gonna take that, not that place of Kendrick or J. Cole, but kind of like fill that void after they kind of slow down for a bit?
After J. Cole and Kendrick slow down?
Yeah.
Atlanna.
No. I mean a lot to me, but yeah, obviously yourself. Like, obviously, yeah. Toasty ESV also, for sure, that's me. But yeah, definitely filling in that void. You really think like in the 2020s, you feel like that's gonna be the time where it's like you're really gonna grow into yourself as an artist?
I'm into myself right now.
Oh yeah, surely, but I mean like to like a brand wise, my dude, like really, 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 like,
a brand wise.
Yeah, because like you had a lot of music out and everything, and I'm gonna check it out like when I really, really get the chance. Cause I'm trying to make a playlist with all the artists I've interviewed and everything, put in one giant playlist and everything, and then it's just like like these are some dope ass artists and everything, So that's why I don't even worry about the future of hip hop, because there's always somebody.
There's always gonna be some music out there, even when me and you are dead and gone, our music will remain out there. And that's the beautiful part about, recording yourself. You got something you can listen to, your mom can listen to, your kids can listen to forever, ever. But to answer your question, Atlanna,
yeah. And where do you see yourself in the next 5 years to a decade?
Well, I have my own label called Count Up ENT. I see myself being, having other artists to sign up under me and then pushing them, listening to different type of genres of music to, incorporate with hip hop and, just to get that widespread of different type of vibes of music out there. Because like I said, different strokes for different folks. Everybody is, likes different styles of music, There's no one particular style. So, as long as it's catchy and it sounds good, I'm just gonna fuck with it. So, that's why I see myself as being, kind of like, a Jay-Z, kind of like like a Rick Ross, like on that boss status level of 5-10 years down the road from now, hopefully, rapping time to time, but not doing it too much, spending time with my family type shit, you know, sitting back, sipping, you know, martinis and sipping some yak, goddamn. You know, that's where I see myself.
Yeah, man, no, seriously, because this could really bring in that bread to really like set a lot of your investments together and everything. Want to do businesses and stuff like that. I could see myself making this music thing into something I could really invest into businesses. Whether if I want to do like party busting or maybe do like like restaurants, stuff like that. Like I have a whole lot of business ideas, clothing line stuff that I have planned and everything. I feel like this whole rap shit could really fund a lot of that, and thus building my brand even more and more to the point where I can build opportunities for my people and shit like that. People with vision, bro. Purpose, like that drive. Not all. You gotta have a certain work ethic too. You gotta be disciplined. You could be a visionary all day and daydream all day, but what are you trying to take to make this happen? Like, listen, I was willing to drive all throughout Charlotte, like to literally interview other people, man, from my family members to freaking educators, police officers, anybody that would hop on ready for a conversation.
And watch it pay off. Watch it pay off, man. That's all it is, man. You putting in that work, you putting in that work ethic, and you putting in that grind, and God sees that you're doing it, man, and you just keep on doing it. Man, watch, a beautiful abundance is gonna come upon you. Watch, bro. Real shit. It may seem tough right now. The people that's listening, you feel me? Like, it may seem tough right now, but you had to go through something to get to something.
No, seriously, that's the yin yang in life, man. You got, in order to enjoy the rainbows, you got to go through the rain first, man. And even like this African proverb, man, even I'm based on this, my favorite African proverb of all time. It's like, no matter how dark or long the night is, the sun is always sure to come. And everything, and it's just like, that sticks with me, like, to this day. So like, when I think about, that's how I approach my mindset through any type of adversity, is that the other side of this adversity is going to be something wonderful, something great and everything. So it's like, I just work now and then get through your tears, drop whatever tears you need now, but just be ready to laugh later, and all that stuff of that nature, and be able to enjoy the fruits of your hard work later and things of that nature. So it's just like, if we had to speak on matters and like any missteps that you had like as an artist that you kind of had to go through, whether it be funding, stuff of that nature, what type of obstacles you had to face coming up as an artist?
Trusting the wrong people. Like I said, in the music industry, it's a lot of you run across a lot of different people who don't have your true intentions at heart. Some people that would misunderstand you. Some people that would, take advantage of your kindness. It's just stuff that happens, but sometimes you just gotta, look past it and keep the ball rolling, because, you gotta let God deal with certain people. And, in the music business, it is tough, and you gotta find the right people to trust and the right people to have a good communication to bond with, because those people that you do find good communication to bond with, those people you want to stick around, because it's a lot of mysterious mischief type of people in the music industry, that's like I said, don't have your true intentions at heart. That was one of my downfall, was throwing myself out there to every and single other person out there and thinking that they'll do me right, but sad, at the time, that's not the case.
That's the path of the empath, man. I swear, you be feeling everybody's fears and anxieties and everything, but you don't listen to people. You don't listen to their true intentions, and that's what messed up the empath so much, man. It's like, I swear, you be thinking people wouldn't even do you a type of dirty way, and then they prove to you wrong every time, and you can never relate to that, because that's what an empath is. You feel other people's pain, so you don't put people through pain. And that's just kind of my mindset, and that's how my being is set up, and that's just my nature. And I can't speak for the next person, but that's just, it kind of sounds like you're kind of in that same ballpark, to a certain degree. But it's just like, how long have you been doing like this whole music thing, if you had to put a time on it?
It's 2 years now.
Oh, just 2 years? Oh, okay. And it's just like, what are some things that you've learned in the past 2 years and stuff of that nature? We actually spoke on the whole obstacles things, but any other things you might have learned?
In the past 2 years, I learned to always be patient with your craft, and always, hammer your craft, constantly work on your craft, man, and never stop. When they're sleeping, keep on working. That's this repetition and staying committed. It's like what I learned. I always write 24/7. I always think of new things. I listen to new beats. I always try to figure out different ways to play on words. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good habits, man. What other good habits do you have that you feel like that can help you not only in just the music thing but in life too, like stuff of that nature?
Good habits would be
Like wake up early, go out for a jog, workout.
well, yeah, jogging will be one of them. I always stay fit, and then always get your mind right too. Take a little self, breathe in and out. Relax your mind, because a lot of people, they wake up and the first thing they grab is their phone. Wake up and just breathe some of that good old fresh air, man. And like, all right, this day gonna be great. You feel me? And then, start your day off right. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, surely, man. And it's just like, and the type of relationship that artists build with their fans is such a huge pillar in regards to their identity and the foundation of their beingness and stuff of that nature. The type of relationship with your fans, what kind of relationship would you want with your fans going into the future, in a sense? Yeah, like what would you want to represent to them, story wise and stuff?
I like to represent someone who made an impact on their lives to figure out more on who they are, and to let them know that they're not the only ones going through the type of struggle and same type of mindset, that they're not alone. I expect to have from my fans that more of a deeper understanding on being misunderstood but still being loved. Yeah.
Yeah, no, surely, man. No, definitely, by far, definitely, man. And it's just like in this day and age and everything on my end and everything, what I want to represent as an artist is I want to represent that no matter where you are in life and everything, you can always be great. You can always be more than what people say that you are and everything. And it's just like no matter what strive or what step that you take, whatever misstep or whatever, you can always find your way. No matter how far away you're torn from whoever you think you might be, you can always find your higher self, regardless of how far down you are and everything. You're more than who you are. You're God's children. So by far you're an extension to Him. So it's just like we're masters on this world, and you can master reality in your sense too. It might be harder, it might be a little bit challenging and whatnot, but it's just like it's possible. There are people who got shot 9 times and healed up and still like managed to come up and freaking sell vitamin water and shit, day and night type shit, and freaking writing scripts to movies and stuff like that. And it's just like there are people. Shout out to 50. Definitely want to shout out to 50. There could be people that could be on the brink of suicide until they get a phone call, and then it's just like next thing you know, they're freaking maybe dissing people of their own genres and freaking making a whole shit list of people that they diss, but also being an iconic figure. Shout out Eminem in that case. I don't know if people knew what I was talking about. But it's like, yeah, man, if you take anything from even like this, from this podcast, this episode in particular, or Atlanta 7 and everything, no matter where you're at life, no matter where you are in life, you can always find your way, like no matter what. And, God always has good things in store for you. All you have to do is just have that mindset and just strive to follow in His teachings too. Always learn to do good by people intentions wise. Don't think with selfishness. Always think for people. That's just, you gotta have that mindset, or else God ain't gonna bless you. And even if He does bless you and you're still like a shit person, you're still gonna fuck up other people's lives. That's gonna catch up with you in the afterlife. Like Jesus said, it's harder it's easier to put a nail through the eye of a camel or something like that, than it is for a rich man to get to like the gates of heaven or something like that. I think He said something like that. Something like that. All right, so back to you, Atlanta 7. So what type of projects we have to look out for in the next couple months to years down the line?
Well, right now I'm working on shooting a video to my song called The Way. I'm going to shoot that coming up next month on the 14th, so be on the lookout for that. I'm also working on Unforgettable Volume 3 right now as we speak. That'll be ready in about, give me about like 2 months. That'll be ready. I'm gonna drop that in like 2 months from now. I also have a showcase out there in New York coming up on July 30th. So be out if you're in New York at the time. Come on out. It's on July 30th. Go to my Instagram page if you need to find out more details, which is Atlanna_7_7_7. Yes, it's 3 7s. Atlanna, ATLANNA 7_7_7 is where you'll find me on my Instagram. Unforgettable Volume 2 is out right now as we speak on all major platforms. Like I said, again, Unforgettable Volume 2 is out on all major platforms. Go cop that, man, and check it out.
Oh yeah, no, for real, man. Just quick question and everything. You know, in regards to like the climate of how like the music thing is like right now and everything. What are some things that you like and what are some things that you just hate about it?
About how the music going right now?
Yeah, just right now, just in general, just the climate of it.
Well, right now, like I said, you know, music changes over the course of time. You know, I can't really say I, you know, like it, say I don't like it, dislike it. You know, I'm kind of like Canada with the shit. You feel me?
True as hell.
You feel me? I ain't trying to stir up no shit. I'm Canada with it. You know, I like Lil Durk. You know, all them niggas like that. You know, I like, you know, all rappers. You feel me? Just, you know, we want to come with some bars. You know, come at me. Like I said, when it comes to this music what's going on now, I like it. You know, even with the old school cats who was before our time, if you go back to them and ask if they like some of our music, they gonna say no. If you go to the people that came before them, they gonna say they didn't like their music. It's niggas who didn't like 50 Cent music when they was coming up, and you know that they're legends. You know, like niggas like Slick Rick. You feel me? Like I ain't saying Slick Rick don't like 50 Cent, but people in Slick Rick's era, growing up on who 50 Cent used to look up to. Some of them niggas may not like his type of style, you know, but that's just, you know, that's music, and you gotta evolve with music and just learn from it. It's always constantly evolving, so you just gotta grow with it.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of hip hop too. Is that I feel like everybody's just kind of represented now. That's the beauty of this era now. It's like there's so much versatility. And you'll have people with maybe some singing niggas right here, maybe some people that just, you know, harmonize a whole lot better over there. Maybe some people might mix it up with Afro beat. Maybe some people that are just, you know, somehow make a country beat, you know, the most popular, most high stream. Didn't the whole country song that Lil Nas X did, didn't that go like Diamond or something like that?
Yeah, it did. He got that bitch straight off of YouTube.
No, dead ass. That doesn't motivate you, bro. If that shit doesn't motivate you to try something every day, nothing will, bro. Like, I be thinking like, damn, I was working at freaking Pizza Hut during that shit happened. So I'm like, what the fuck? You freaking picked out a country ass beat and then like freaking made it on that.
Spent $25 for the damn YouTube beat, goddamn, and put that bitch on SoundCloud and blew up. Like I said, everybody has a different purpose in their time, and you never know when your time is, so never be afraid to tap in on your true purpose.
No, dead ass, bro. Cause a freaking country beat, bro. You could have never freaking. Who would have really thought like literally like nobody would ever to fucking foreseen any of that shit. No type of crystal ball, nothing. What if that nigga went to a tarot reader and everything? Like, yeah, it's like you should probably listen to more country ass beats, man.
You don't look at him crazy like I ain't listening to no country ass beats. What the fuck you talking about? Because people don't know that Lil Nas, man, back in the day before he did the whole goddamn country shit, the nigga was on some like, you know, more of trying to be like a street type of rapper. You feel me? Like that's the image he was going for at the time. And then he, you know, like I said, he just tried something different. He had a, you know, different spark in his head. He said, fuck it, let me go ahead and throw this shit out there. You know, I commend the nigga for doing what he doing, yeah.
And we invented country music too. So it's just like, it's kind of full circle type shit too, when you think about it. And we were cowboys back in the day. Like 1/3 of the cowboys were black back in the day. People don't know that.
Yeah, if we really think about it, man, we really did start that country music shit, man. Like the people from, what's his name, John... he does blues. He did the Crossroads song.
I think I know what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about something. John Sumter.
No, his name start with John. I forgot, but it'll come back to me later.
His name was John.
Yeah,
John. That narrows it down a lot.
The only thing I know is John something, goddamn.
Look up John something and see what you'll find, okay? All right, but for real though, like man, it was good having you on this podcast, man. You know, we're reaching pretty close to the whole hour mark and everything of that nature. It was wonderful listening to your like ideologies when it comes to like, you know, relationship with God and everything of that nature. I'm gonna definitely check out your tapes for sure. I'm gonna download it to my MP3 or whatever if I get a new phone or whatever. I might get a new phone soon, but it's definitely gonna be on that playlist. Definitely gonna be in rotation too, and stuff of that nature. Is there anything else you gotta say to the audience before we go off?
Man, like I said, check out that new mixtape, Unforgettable Volume 2, out on all major platforms. Again, it's called Unforgettable Volume 2. You can find me on all platforms. I go by Atlanna 7. It's spelled ATLANNA 7.
Yeah, man, that's pretty much it from the Mental Threads podcast. Yeah. Yo, quick question. You don't really call yourself like a Charlotte rapper. You're more like a Fort Lauderdale rapper. You identify more with Florida or Georgia? Like, what city?
Well, like I said, I'm kind of in between states. It's kind of like, you know, my mom stay in Atlanta and my dad stay in Florida, so kind of like they got like a split type of joint custody on me. You feel me? But I call myself more of a neutral like rapper, man. That's why I put that 7 on it, man, because, you know, I'm only rapping for him, and he, you know, he gave me this gift, so I put myself in the category of just being me, being Atlanna 7. You know, it's not really like a tied down to any state. It's not a tied down to Atlanta. It's not a tied down to Fort Lauderdale. It's not a tied down to Kansas. It's not a tied down to anywhere. I'm me.
No, dead ass. And yes, that question was more tied down to get over the hour mark, so it's just giving us extra time. You got to make it work some one way or another. Okay, we're getting pretty close to that hour mark, and we're 3 seconds in, and yeah, we made it. Wonderful. All right, that's a whole damn interview right there. No full, no cutoffs, nothing. All right, that's it from the Mental Threads podcast, episode 79. Sewn in. Now we're sewn in out.